I am Tijn from One Horizon, and with One Horizon we make engineering teams more efficient. A software developer only spends 40% of the time writing code. A lot is lost due to inefficient communication, like stand-up meetings that drag on too long, having to report to your manager, Slack updates that keep you out of focus. So what we do is we integrate with tools developers already use, like GitHub, Slack, Jira, Linear, even MCP with Cloud and Cursor. And we get all of that context, which we combine to summarize it and create like a daily recap. So you see what you did yesterday, what you're able to work on today, not your full backlog, just priorities that really matter right now, and how to unblock your team. So during the daily stand-up, everyone is much better aligned, automatically prepared without having to spend any effort on it. So you see it for each other, and like, let's say I have a blocker here, my colleague Nelson helps me with it. We just press discuss on Slack so we can continue, because otherwise everyone is waiting for us. Then you just move on to the next person. Eventually, when you're done, you see like an overview of what was discussed, what was edited in the meeting. So even if you didn't attend, you can always see back what people did. A different way to have a look is at Worktom, if you just want to have a high-level view of what people are working on actually each day, or for the team itself. And you can also get other insights, like what the focus of the team is, also like what projects or customers they're working on. For example, say like you have a customer that's always excited about new features, and you're doing a lot of development work for them, but they're actually a really small customer, then they're not paying you for that. So your focus is wrong, and you should prioritize all the work or charge them more. Another example is like with Go languages. So let's say here the focus is heavily on Golang, but if you only have one Golang developer, then if that person leaves, you get stuck. Like you need to train other people to that same language or hire, so you are a bit more mature as a business and sustainable. So you both help developers get more efficient, but also get managers to make actual business decisions on data instead of steering blind.
Does it? It sounds like it could be like a dream product for product managers.
Yeah, I'm a product manager myself, so I was like, let's solve my own problem. Yeah.
Because then they could have an overview of their team. It's kind of like what they dream to have.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it not exist anywhere else?
No,
because
you have
right
like...
now people go into Jira or something and they try to
so in
see
Jira,
what people are a little bit doing there.
In Jira you have to do like a lot of micromanagement. Like for example, here you have a comparison. You have a Jira ticket like this. There's so many fields, so many you need to update, keep track of. It's hard to keep it all aligned. And this is what we create from it. Like you just have like the description, optionally a topic, and some additional information, a priority, and status, and that's it. It's much more simple and it's automated. So you don't need to do like backlog grooming, sprint planning. You just work, and then we handle the paperwork around it.
Is there like development teams, are they having any comments on this? Do they think it's perfect, it has everything, or something's missing? What's in the future?
The thing that's mainly missing is like additional integrations. So for now we focus on a couple of them and make sure the experience is as good as it can be. And then later on we'll be adding additional information like integrations like quite a lot. Like one we get asked quite commonly for is Outlook Calendar, to see more people are doing around their code.
What you will do with Salesforce, Microsoft Teams?
That's a lot.
What are you going to do there?
Like Teams will be similar to what we already do on Slack. So you have a Slack bot right now, but eventually we'll also have something on Teams where like anytime you have a question like who worked on what, you can just ask that bot. It knows all the context, so you don't need to ask around and distract everyone, but also for proactively sharing updates. So each day before the stand-up, you get like a daily recap on Slack. You can check it, make sure everything is in there, and then you're prepared for the stand-up.
What you can do with Figma?
Yeah, with Figma it's more for like when you worked on some design file or added like a comment. We also know like you did more than just code. You look at like the UX flow from the designer, so you have just additional context. And AI is only as good as the context it gets. Like if you have missing information, it can know about it, right? So what we're trying to do is pull all these different data points together and create like the optimal progress. Like also with GitHub, if you push code, then we know what was done. But if you take in like all the product requirements, the full UX, then we also know why it was done. And that's much better for like describing what was done, but also if you use it in Cloud or Cursor to help you with programming.
What you can do with the Google Workspace, Office, Microsoft 365. Do they provide all these informations that you might want to have on the API systems and stuff?
Yeah, we connect with their APIs. We also have an API ourselves, but that's now private still. But eventually, we want to have like a public API so you can also build on top of it. So if you have like your own startup and you think that work that's done in that tool could be useful for us to track as well, then you could build it upon it yourself.
Maybe you create some kind of agent and then
exactly.
it can do whatever on any browser.
You see, like everyone is working with these agents now. There's so many, they're all over the place, and it's hard to track what they're actually doing. So now we're focusing on people, what they do, but eventually you could implement the same system for an agent. And now with AI, there's so much more output. Like so many people are vibe coding, and then the senior engineers only reviewing instead of being able to work themselves. So it's even more important to track the output and make sure it's actually valuable.
And Salesforce could be a lot of things you could do.
Yeah, there could also be like
on Slack. What you can do with Slack?
Slack is for the communication. So like if you start a Slack discussion from some item in your daily stand-up that was discussed, then you can start some thread there to discuss it further or help that to schedule a meeting. So it's like all the communication in one central place. Like we don't need to build another communication app. Slack is just good for that. It's what people are already using. Same for Teams, which we will add later, and some more. So we don't want to build something that replaces everything. People are already using some tools. They like it. So we build on top of that, make everything better and more connected.
And what's the business model? Is it affordable solution? Is there free trial?
It's free. Like we want to grow as large as possible.
It's free?
Yeah, so it's free. If you're using it with a larger team, you pay per seat. It's cheap, like it's 10 euros a seat per month, or 20 if you pay monthly. Our revenue model is based more on enterprise. So if you're a large organization, that's where a real revenue is for us. But we also want it to be accessible for anyone, because like if you're just
it's free. Up to how many?
Small teams up to like 10 people per team, something like that. We have a price bit already. Yeah, and then it's also cheap. Like the idea behind this, people are moving around so often in the tech space, so we really want to give a good experience to like solo developers, small startups, because eventually they could become big or move to some other big company, and then we can get an enterprise deal. And that's where we can give like so much additional value as well, because it's so much miscommunication. We had it at the previous company, and we were like, yeah, we really need to make this better.
It's launched?
It's now in beta. So maybe you can also put that in the video. There's like QR code. You can just sign up at One Horizon AI. Yeah, you can just create an account for free, connect your integrations, and you're done. It only takes a minute to set up, and you get the input right away.
So what do you do in the company? Do you have other colleagues here?
He's my co-founder, and we have another one. He already had to leave, unfortunately. And then we have one more employee who's working in Kiev.
And here at the Web Summit, what are you looking for?
We're looking for beta testers, so hopefully with your video we get some more, and for the rest getting funding for go-to-market and scaling the team.
And what's your background? What did you do before that now you do this?
I was a product manager before. I worked actually for his former company, Flow AI, that was acquired by Coros from Vista Equity Partners, and then later we helped sell Coros as well. And then we were like, let's now solve our own problem, because it was so difficult to keep track of everyone, also with remote teams, or like developers in India, in Ukraine, anywhere. So we were like, this needs to be solved. Now, especially with AI, we think we can do it. And then we built a prototype and we tested it every day, making refinements, and then we started to really love it, and we were like, yeah, let's get it
Could
out
you
there.
Connect your platform with a freelancer platform where suddenly you can hire people?
Yeah, eventually, that's also something we want to add. Like, let's say you are a developer that works really hard for a company. You're like doing a lot of it in your extra time, but you leave the company at some point. Then you don't have access to the repos anymore. You lose all of that data you can showcase. And with us, we have like some anonymous way for the data. Like, we don't store the actual lines of code, but what kind of things you worked on, and it's based on data which you can actually showcase even after leaving the company. So it's like a portfolio for yourself as well. So you can showcase your actual skills, but also your evolution as a developer. Like you can see, like you first we're only doing this with this complexity, then you learn this and that. You got some feedback which you implemented. You grew as a person, and then you can see the actual output of that too.
You don't want the collaborators to rate each other's work, no? That's not a good idea.
No, they're not rating each other. The AI is rating it. Yeah.
The AI is rating the output of everybody. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, because it takes too much time to rate each other that much. Like we want to get rid of that paperwork and just focus on building.
Nice, because if you have a scaling company, you want to hire somebody, can it identify which skills you need
Yes, like if you look at
to hire for,
if you look at like these insights, you know the focus of the team, where a lot of work is. So you can see like gaps. Like if you have like a lot of focus, like I mentioned, on the API, for example, you want people that are excited about working for the API or like that particular code language. Or even if they don't know it yet, like I want to go that direction as a developer. And I'm now a front-end developer. I like to learn backend as well. Like give me some project that's relevant for me. Yeah.
Cool. So you think your startup is going to be super famous soon?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. So like, yeah, we want to grow as large as possible. Like it's so wide, any software development team can benefit from it. Now it's targeted at some specific integrations. So like, that's one thing we need to add to be even larger, but eventually we'll get there.
So next year when you're super famous and you're on the stage over there, who's going to be speaking, you or you?
He's the better speaker.
Don't get fooled by fake HDMI products. Only source authentic HDMI products from licensed HDMI adopters and authorized manufacturers and
resellers to ensure compliance. Counterfeit or unlicensed products can cause poor performance.
Certified HDMI products undergo official testing for safety and spec compliance.
Avoid brand damage, warranty issues, and customer dissatisfaction from unlicensed products.
Long-term cost savings come from reliable, genuine HDMI solutions.
Unlicensed products may lack support and pose safety risks.
Use certified HDMI cables with official HDMI certification labels.
Report suspected counterfeit products at hdmi.org/resource/infringe.
Thanks to our global partners for helping keep the HDMI brand real and ensuring consumers get the experience they deserve.